seen anything like that.
Wide right.
Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles? Yes.
It's the Davey Mac Sports Program, where we talk the sports and other stuff, like false imprisonment. I intend on keeping Dave and Robert here against my will, and if any of those crybabies try calling the cops on me, it's curtains. Curtains, I tell you.
Okay.
You understand, boys?
Yeah, I guess so.
Curtains.
Oh,
And now, here's your host, Mr. Eastside David McDonald, everyone.
Come on. A round of applause.
Eastside Dave.
For me.
Eastside Dave.
Eastside Dave. Eastside Dave. That's right.
Eastside Dave.
Robert started the chant, and then he bailed out on it. But yes, it is the Davey Mac Sports Program, and Roy just threatened to hold us hostage here tonight.
Yes, David. Curtains, I said.
Curtains, he said, if we try to escape. Oh, my lordy.
Did you catch Roy's Freudian slip?
No, what'd he say?
I'm holding Rob and Dave here against my will.
Against your will.
That's how he said it.
Yes,
It certainly
my will.
feels that way.
He's the first hostage taker who doesn't want to take the hostages. He's being forced to do this. he's the only. He's holding hostages against his will.
His hostages are hostages.
I wouldn't even, and you know why? Because I wouldn't mind being Roy's hostage here. This is like a hotel. It's like going to Disney World. This goddamn house. God, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This studio is nicer than where the band recorded their debut album. Okay?
Thanks, David.
I mean, come on.
It gives me the feeling of being in one of those stores where my mom was like, if you touch anything, I swear to God.
Oh, yeah. We have a very distinct policy. Sometimes there's a no shoes policy.
Yeah.
You know, it's got one of those, hey, this is a nicer home than what Dave and Robert are accustomed to. And I actually told Roy before the show, I treat Roy's house nicer than any home I've ever been in. And that includes my parents and their various homes. My grandparents, any of my relatives. I'm much cleaner and more respectful to the furniture than any home I've previously been in. But we are here. We are from Roy's house, and we will be returning to the dojo. I know we keep saying that, but it's only because, listen, it's the holiday time. Lots of busy stuff, and we are intent on giving content upon content about content. And today's going to be a great episode because today, so we will be returning to the dojo. You think next Sunday? I ask you this every DMSP.
Yeah, I believe so. We'll have to see what's going on there.
Okay, so just make sure you check the old Twitter, I guess, next Sunday if you're planning to go to the dojo. But we are returning to the dojo. The reason why we're here is because we had to put the finishing touches on our first musical masterpiece in 11 years, Dogsy. And you know what I'm talking about. Yes, Davey Mac, Roy Harder. We've combined for a lot of fantastic music over the years through the Davey Mac Sports Program, Eastside Dave Show. But this is the first song that we sat down, we produced, we battled, we argued. It was oh my God, latter days Paul McCartney and John Lennon. I'm screaming at Roy, no! The melody is wrong! I fucking quit the band!
G sharp, goddammit!
G sharp! What are you doing over there? Hit the right goddamn chord! You fucking keyboard playing fruitcake! And then Roy, no! This is where the bridge needs to be, Davey Mac! And you gotta hit these goddamn words like this! Boom, boom, and boom! So we decided, now of course, Tom Brady legendary song went viral. The odds of this going viral, a little bit less, because that was literally 3 days before the fucking Super Bowl. Yeah. And that's when, 3 days before the Super Bowl, you're going to blow up. But I'm convinced that at least people are going to hear and see this song and say, shit, they done it again. Woo! They done it again. I believe in this song so strongly. I told Roy this is as good as Fuck Tom Brady, if not better. This has a chorus. This is a proper song.
It's got a hook.
As opposed to a redheaded asshole rapping poorly like he's one of the Fat Boys in 1988. This, I'm rapping Still poorly, but slightly better.
Yeah, 1996.
1996.
Beastie Boys.
Yeah. I was tapping into my Tretch, my Naughty by Nature. They're from New Jersey.
Oh, yeah,
They're from
yeah.
Orange, New Jersey. So I was going into my Tretch because, he could do it. He could rap a little bit faster than the Fat Boys.
True.
He could be, the Sabado, OPP, that kind of thing.
Well, he doesn't have to take time to clear his throat.
So, that's the wrong band.
Let me clear my throat.
That's
it was
not
absolutely
Naughty by
the Fat
Nature.
Boys.
Oh,
They
Fat
didn't-
Boys.
He
I
said he
was
could
thinking-
rap faster because he didn't have to take the time to clear his throat.
You're right. But what I was saying is, this song is extraordinary. This is an incredible song. We are going to be premiering the video on this episode. Hey! That will be coming up in this episode, the premiere, and I'll tell you what it's about. It's not about Tom Brady, because we've hit that gold mine already. Tom Brady's retired. It's not about the Giants. They're 4-8. It's about my enemy. The number one Davey Mac enemy in sports, the Yankees general manager, Brian the Ferret Cashman. Because he has single-handedly ruined this goddamn franchise. Hey, let's see. What is it, guys? It's December 3rd. Have the Yankees made any big free agent signings or any huge headline-making trades? Have they, guys?
Not yet,
No,
David.
they have not.
No! That's the answer! What the fuck is Brian Cashman doing, that little goddamn weasel? Wake up from your coma, Brian! Seriously! We know you look like a little ferret, but that doesn't mean you need to burrow in the ground and stay underneath the fucking soil and hide your head, hoping that the Yankees magically improve. They're not going to. There are too many teams with way more talent than the New York Yankees. They need to get some people. It's not going to happen until Brian Cashman gets fired. I am convinced of it. Does anyone know that the Yankees right now have employed? They have an employee by the name of Brian Sabean. Brian Sabean was the general manager of the San Francisco Giants.
Okay.
And he recently, I'm not talking about in the 80s or 90s, recently has won not one, not two, but 3 World Series. Under Brian Sabean's command, San Francisco Giants won World Series in 2010, 2012, 2014. He is working for the Yankees. Why is he not the general manager of the Yankees?
It's a good question, David.
It's a great question, Roy Hodens.
I hate to further this, Dave, but we actually had a fan who comprised like a way to show just how bad he is, and it's
Bring it.
He wrote 3 questions, and basically what he wants me to do is
Who
set
is
it
the
up.
fan? I want to hear his name. Give him the shout
His
out.
name is Jethro.
All right, Jethro, thank you.
So
And this is about Brian Cashman?
basically what it is we are 3 questions, and it's going to compare the New York Yankees management to another team.
Okay.
But it's not a prestigious team like the Dodgers or the Giants, as you pointed out. Let's compare them to the Kansas City Royals.
The Royals.
Okay.
All right. Now I do know that they won the World Series in 2015. However, that was 7 now going on 8 going on 9 years ago, and they have sucked for the last few years. Go ahead.
So obviously we agree. The number one goal of any baseball team is to what? Win a World Series.
Yes.
So
A
in-
championship. And if you're the Yankees, it's about pennants and championships. You
But
got to win some pennants, baby.
The easiest success failure metric is a World Series.
Yes.
Right? So question number 1. In the last 20 years, who has more World Series wins, the Royals or the Yankees?
They're tied.
At 1.
1-1. Yankees won in 2009, and the Royals won in 2015, as I just said.
Okay. But as you pointed out, the
But
Yankees...
that sucks.
That's terrible.
Well, the Yankees literally have a payroll at least 5 times as big
Oh, yeah.
as the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City? As a market in America, it doesn't... I mean, it's not even in the same ballpark.
And I
as
believe
New York.
that's question 3. We might get into some more insight. But
All right, what's question 2?
So maybe, like you pointed out, World Series might be a lot to ask. How many pennants? Just getting there is a pretty good accomplishment. In the last 20 years, who's been to more World Series, the Royals or the Yankees?
In the last 20 years, been to more. I would say last 20 years, Royals. Didn't they win?
It's actually, again, tied at 2.
Tied at 2.
They've been to
2-2. Yankees were in, I guess they're counting 2003 when they were in the series against the Marlins and lost. And then they were in the World Series in 2009 where they won and beat the Phillies. So, yeah, I wasn't thinking. I was thinking it was 2024 already.
Well, and you were just
So
saying,
I actually get those points as well. I'm 2 for 2 on these.
Yeah, and to just bring the point home, as you pointed out, so over the last 2 decades, they haven't accomplished any more than the Kansas City Royals, an expansion team, mind you. How much did the Yankees outspend them by?
Expansion team from what? They've been in baseball, Robert, for well over 50 years.
Let's remember, I'm just the Trebek here asking the questions.
They're not an expansion team. You would maybe throw that into the Diamondbacks or something, but not the Royals. But go ahead.
So, over the last 2 decades,
Yeah.
having accomplished no more, how much did the Yankees outspend the Royals by?
Oh, my God. 200, in the last say the question again.
So, over the last 2 decades, having accomplished no more than the Kansas City Royals,
Okay.
how much did the Yankees outspend them by? So, how much more did the Yankees
Right.
spend than the Royals?
Give me $500 million.
So, and Jethro said he didn't include the 2020 season because for obvious reasons.
Okay.
He did the math.
Yes.
$2 billion, $500 million, $988,729.
I knew it was high.
Wow.
They've outspent the Royals $2 billion and have the same amount of World Series appearances and victories.
Wow.
2.5.
What the fuck? And for the people who are like Yankee fans, cry me a river, I'm going to say this one time, and only the one time. You don't get to 27 championships if you go 15 years between World Series. You just don't.
Nope.
Being a Yankee fan is different. I'm a Giants fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I have different expectations for those teams. I'm not a dick. The Knicks are 12-7 right now, and I am ecstatic. They're tied for 4th with the Sixers in the East, and you'd think they won the goddamn NBA Finals. I'm loving this Knicks team. My expectations are different. But as a Yankee fan, you expect excellence. Sorry, they set the groundwork for that. That's not on us.
Nope.
That's not on me. That's on the New York Yankees who've established excellence for 100 years.
Yeah.
How dare you be good at something and we get used to it? This
But
is
I
your
mean-
fault we're mad.
But I mean, at the same time, you can't be a Yankees fan and be okay with, hey, we haven't won a World Series in 15 years. And because I see the fans who aren't Yankee fans like, oh, give me a break. I'm like, listen, you root for your loser team however you want to. Okay? If you're cool going 35 years between championships, God bless you. You fucking Midwestern simpleton. I ain't. Okay? I'm a Yankee fan.
We're
15
winners.
years is enough. We're winners.
As an Indians fan, what I'd recommend you do, Dave, is start finding...
Excuse me, Guardians. You goddamn racist bitch.
I'm actually not a fan of the Guardians. I'm just strictly Cleveland Indians.
I'm just fucking around.
Ever since they made the movie Major League not relevant by changing that logo, I'm out. But prior to that, how I would enjoy rooting for them is watching all the players we traded away for nothing win World Series or Cy Youngs or Golden Gloves or batting titles or, you know. That's what you can start doing.
Cleveland deserves a World Series championship. I got no issues with that. That's a great team, a great organization. They haven't had one in a long time. But at the same time, like I said, with all due respect, you Cleveland losers are used to failing at sports.
Yeah, I'm
You
pissed.
haven't won a fucking Browns have never won a Super Bowl. It took LeBron James having to go to Miami to learn how to win championships and then come back to get his NBA Finals ring, and thank God he did.
Yeah.
Because the fucking Cleveland hasn't won in forever. The Browns have never won a Super Bowl.
No.
I mean, city of losers, for Christ's sakes. Bobby?
And I got to tell
That's
you...
why you love them so much,
Well,
I guess, huh?
I got to tell you, Dave, I'm pissed about the Browns. They might make the playoffs. I have to start caring. It used to just be you assume the Browns lose. If you hear about them,
Yeah.
it means they won or they got into a fight with some dude from the Steelers. Now they're good. I have to know the players on the
Defense
team.
is amazing.
I've got family members calling me like the backups, and I'm like, we got a backup?
I mean, the team's good.
Yeah.
Team's good.
I don't like it.
So,
It's hard to be a fan now.
So this is the reason for the song. It's because Brian Cashman's inept, folks. He's inept, and I have had, as Popeye says, all I can stands and I can't stands no more. Okay? No. I am not going to accept Brian Cashman getting away with this, ruining the Yankees year in and year out. So that is what Roy Harder Davey Mac, the Davey Mac Sports Program, Bobby Tamburo was shooting the video. That is what this is all about. It's about Brian Cashman. We covered football already with Fuck Tom Brady. Now we're doing baseball. And by God, if the Knicks ever win a championship, we'll do basketball. And then we'll have another torturous week of songwriting, song composing, recording, video making, where we legitimately are like the Beatles, only not in the nice 1965 period, more like the 1970, fuck you, I hate you, we'll get this goddamn Asian bitch out of the studio type of vibe. But it all came together. Very, very pleased. I won't say I'm pleased. I'll say I'm ecstatic. Ecstatic over this song. I am. Now, the funny thing is, before we shot the video on Thursday, outside of Yankee Stadium, want to make it clear, that ain't no green screen, motherfucker. I mean, I don't think it looks like green screen. I think it's pretty obvious, but I just want people to know.
Yeah.
We fucking went to Yankee Stadium. Weren't sure if we'd get arrested or whatnot. We realized very quickly NYPD doesn't give a fuck about us.
No, they definitely don't.
They drove past 3 times. Both the first time
we were standing,
they slowed down and really took a hard look at us. Yeah. And I think they literally just said, fuck it. 3 Caucasians, just fuck it. I'm sorry. Then they came back twice, but each time they just drove right past.
They circled,
One of them was captured in the video, which I love. So you can see for yourself, NYPD zoomed past us in the background. But here's the best thing. So I go to Robert and Roy.
Yeah.
I'm actually rubbing my temples because I almost had a meltdown. This is somewhat my fault, but somewhat not.
Okay.
I tell Robert and Roy, because I know Yankee Stadium. Okay, I've been to, like I said, my parents had Yankee season tickets from 1983 to 2008. That's 25 years. When I tell you I've been to legitimately over 200 Yankee games, that's a conservative estimate, okay? I know how to get to Yankee Stadium like that.
Nice.
And usually when you go to Yankee Stadium, you meet outside the big, huge, 150-foot bat, the gigantic bat. Yep. It was signed by Babe Ruth, if not actually signed by Babe Ruth, but it's got his signature. It's the Babe Ruth bat.
Yeah, I have the text message right here. Hey guys, let's meet at the bottom of the bat. Okay.
He's getting his evidence prepared to make me look like the dick, folks. Because we nearly got into a massive argument about this. And this is before the video even got shot. So I says to him, I go, what we're going to do is meet right outside the giant 150-foot bat that is literally right in front of Yankee Stadium. Okay, fine. This is on me. I said, well, hold on. Let me just say this. I get to Yankee Stadium. I'm in the front, gate 4, where really that's the actual front. That's where the facade is. That's considered to be the actual front of Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, where there's no bat.
Where there's a lot of the video shot.
Where almost like a lot of the video, we shot different sides of Yankee Stadium and we kind of walked around, but yes, a lot of video shot there. And when I get there, I go, oh, fuck. This is going to cause a problem with these goddamn nitwits. Because since they don't know Yankees or Yankee Stadium, the fucking bat wasn't there. No bat.
No bat.
I don't know what happened to the bat. Maybe I haven't been to a game in a couple of years.
They moved it to a subway station about a quarter of a mile away, David.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
I text Roy and Robert. By the way, Mr. Text Message, why don't you then reveal what I texted to you and Robert, which is, oh, shit. I think they removed the bat. So here's what we're going to do. Meet outside gate 4. Yeah. That's the front of Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. It's only a quarter of a mile away. Carry your keyboard down here.
Then I get a text from Roy. I'm outside the bat. Where are you guys? I go, I just texted you. We're outside of Yankee Stadium at gate 4. Roy goes, you sent me at the bat. They fucking took the bat.
Yeah.
Relocated it 10 blocks away to a fucking random Bronx train station.
Yeah, in a really nice neighborhood.
And that's where Roy was. Now he's getting mad at me, saying, I'm meeting at the bat. But again, the key phrase really in this scenario should have been, Yankee Stadium.
I saw
So
Yankee.
the second you were out of bat,
Yeah.
and you see a couple of fucking, crackheads
Yeah.
outside of a Bronx train station, shouldn't have you have thought, this can't be Yankee Stadium.
No.
Also, Yankee Stadium is legendarily known to be on 161st Street.
So I saw Yankee Stadium in the distance, but this bat is massive. So I'm like, oh, he must be waiting on the other side of the bat for me. So I circled this
the
bat.
other side of the bat.
I made friends with a couple of crackheads on the
Hey,
second
Dave,
loop.
where
and
are we shooting this video? You really got into the rap music, didn't you?
Yeah, he's leaving out. I said hi. I copped an 8-ball. I didn't waste my time while I was in that fucking crack den of a train station. That for some reason, of all the places, they put the big fucking bat outside of that.
Yeah, right? I bet you know whose fault this. I bet you this is a Cashman decision.
It very well could be.
Absolutely.
That could be a Brian Cashman thing.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard. So then I go to Roy. I go, Roy, come over here. We're outside Yankee Stadium, gate 4. And this is when I nearly lost it, but I'm trying to do breathing exercises, and I really am trying to figure out how to be calm. I'm reading all kinds of books of how to breathe. But Roy texts, no, you come here. So he wanted me and Robert to walk out where we are there at Yankee Stadium where we're going to shoot the video. He wants us to walk a mile to the fucking train station that we're not going to be shooting the video at.
Where I was told to meet.
And you now tell the Davey Mac Sports Program, this was basically an unofficial interrogation.
Yeah, okay.
You fucking tell the truth.
Yeah, all right.
When you put in the key phrase in your GPS,
Yep.
you put in Yankee Stadium
That's
bat
right.
and not Yankee Stadium. What key phrase did you put in?
I put in Yankees. I put into Waze Yankee Stadium, and it took me directly to the bottom of the bat at that train station.
Now, wait a second. You really put in Yankee Stadium? You did not put in Yankee Stadium bat?
On my word, David, I put in Yankee Stadium, and it took me to the front, the bottom of the bat.
What app was this?
Waze.
Never fucking delete Waze now. I'm glad Waze isn't a sponsor. Because Waze, you nearly got fucking Roy Harder killed. You put him in a fucking Bronx gang territory.
And I didn't have Johnny to protect me.
Yeah. And he was wearing a little bit of red, and the fucking Crips were going to gun him down. They thought he was a part of the Bloods. I'm telling you, Waze, that was the app. Okay, Waze, fuck you.
Waze was the app, yes.
Seriously, fuck you. And
Yeah.
Roy,
Yeah.
never again use Waze.
I may have-
Google
yeah.
Maps. I like my good old iPhone GPS. That always works for me.
I may have to try, David.
Just do the iPhone GPS.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's crazy because when I parked my car,
It's so funny, though.
I took it into a garage, which was about a block away, and I was more afraid in the garage than I was actually on the street. The garage was shady, dude.
What?
No, you come here, Dave.
Once Roy finally decided to walk towards us and we got everything straightened out, I found the humor in it. But for a split second, when you were demanding that me and Robert walk to you, I'm like, Robert, let's get some guns and just shoot him and shoot each other and just fucking,
So I had
Pepper Hamburger had a good idea. Murder-suicide. Let's just go all the way.
I had a keyboard under my arm, and some guy actually approached me and said, "Yo, man, you selling that thing?" And I was like, "What?" And he looks at me and goes, "Does it work?" And I was like, "No, it doesn't work," because I thought he was
Smart.
just gonna,
Really smart.
It's broken. Yeah, I've taken it to be repaired because I thought the guy was going to knock me up.
He
for
was. Bro, he was
Totally.
definitely going to do that. He was going to take a wrench out of it and hit you right in the head with it. Waze almost got Roy Harder mugged. All right, Waze. You're done. Use the iPhone GPS. Use fucking Google Maps. I don't give a shit. No more Waze. That was crazy, bro.
Well, at the end of the day, David, we all made it there.
We did.
And we came up with a good product, right?
Good.
No, Dave, you come here. I have my hood pass now. I sold my keyboard. We're allowed to shoot.
More than good. This really is the musical masterpiece. This is Godfather 2. This is Godfather 2. Almost no sequel. Empire Strikes Back. We can go that route.
Okay.
But a lot of sequels. Back to the Future 2, pretty fucking strong. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. The more I think about it, there are some good sequels.
There's a few.
There's a few. But this isn't that category. This isn't Airplane 2. This is Godfather 2. This is Empire Strikes Back territory. I'm telling you.
Wow.
All I've done is smoke weed and fucking listen to the song and watch the video for 48 hours.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I loved it from day one.
All right. Okay. Good. That's a good
I
sign,
think
David.
it's improved and keep getting better and better. So I cannot wait for the debut. But we're not there yet.
Okay.
I have to talk to you guys about something that I witnessed outside of Yankee Stadium while we were doing our video shoot, and I did not think this was a thing, and I'm asking you, Robert, you work in the city all the time. I'll ask you this. Is this a thing? We saw a Segway scooter gang.
Oh, yeah.
Where it was like skateboarders, but they had like a very intimidating like gang, like we're gonna fuck anyone up. But these dorks were all on Segways.
Yeah, actually, they weren't Segways.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Segways.
They were
One-wheel boards.
One-wheel boards, whatever those things are called.
Segways without the pole. But
Yeah.
yeah, just basically motorized
Unicycles.
unicycles. Like whatever the fuck it was. They were motors, so they weren't skateboards.
You're forgetting one huge part
Yeah.
of their outfit, which was they all had these like giant wing-esque things coming out of them. So they look like birds and dragons when they...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had a thing, definitely.
What the shit is that? Is this a thing? Scooter gangs are a thing in New York now that we got to worry about?
if it is
now.
Suicide Pack.
Scooter gangs, yeah.
I mean, that's I don't
It's
know.
like the
They
fucking-
looked a little lame. Skateboarding gangs where there's a bunch of skateboarders. I can respect that.
I always thought the movie The Warriors was a little ludicrous until I saw literally the fucking rollerblade gang had upgraded to 2023 tech.
I don't know. It's like it was. They had a gang type thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they were not as intimidating, even as a skateboarding group, because it was just a little, I don't know, a little lame looking.
At one point, I saw them approach us, but I think we intimidated them, David.
Yeah, like
because
we didn't move.
We didn't move. They turned around and
Like we were hanging out, and there was
Like-
that is true. And by the way, there's 3 of us and at least 12 of them.
Easily.
They were all and getting all fucking aggressive and shit. They tried their little stupid motorized boards coming near us.
Yeah.
We didn't fucking flinch, so they just ran the fuck away.
Yeah, they turned around and went off.
And then they actually drove away. They didn't even hang out. That actually gave us the opportunity to shoot there.
Yeah.
They were where we were going to shoot, and we didn't move a muscle.
No, they might have been on their way home to get guns or something.
I would like to point out one part of the story I feel like we might be missing, which is we sent Rob to do his dance segment in the front of them when they all arrived. I was the
that
one.
was great.
It was my crazy. How crazy
Yeah.
them. We don't want to fuck with this
Yeah.
guy.
I forgot that.
That's what I took the camera and say,
Rob,
Robert,
go.
do
A
some
little further.
dance moves for us. Like rerun Fred Berry from What's Happening.
Nope, you got to move back further.
Yeah.
A little further,
Go
Rob.
back by the gang. The scooter gang. Fucking scooter gang. If that's how New York has fallen, that's pathetic.
We're all in Yankees gear, kind of like the baseball gang in that movie. So maybe they were afraid of us. They're like, oh, the rest of the pinstripes are coming.
That's true. Maybe they thought we had something to do with Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, Roy's
they saw-
outfit's fucking hysterical. I gave him my Yankee fleece. He just put it over his army jacket. And I
It was cold out, David.
gave him the Yankee practice batting helmet there, so he's wearing that. But yeah, but you didn't even zip it up. You just like, okay, give it to me.
I forgot, David. Sorry.
But then the second he took off the fleece, he missed it because he was freezing.
Oh, it was cold.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw Roy walk through that neighborhood with a keyboard to us. They're like, that's the baddest motherfucker in the Bronx.
Yeah, I was there. Cyrus, was that his name? Can you dig it?
It is possible we intimidated them. Because we also have the crazy eyes and we speak loudly at each other.
Nobody's dumb enough to walk with a synthesizer through this neighborhood.
And who would want to barge into us when we're like, fuck you, man, do it my way. No, fuck you, I have a vision. No, fuck you. This is what actually, this is the way of this is how I feel.
We're losing the light. We're losing the
There's
light.
light here. Who would want to interrupt that? Like if one of those guys, we'd probably take the scooter and beat him over the head with it if he came in and interrupted our so-called meeting. Our brainstorming meeting before the video.
I remember Bobby actually got his camera lens cap stolen.
Oh, that's right. Did you find that?
We did find that.
Oh, he did find it. Okay.
You got that? All right.
Somebody threw my jacket at my apartment, and then the lens cap rolled out. And I was like, I found the lens cap.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, Roy, I had to go back to Robert's apartment to shoot and record Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellites, episode 14, The Midnight Rider Saga, part 2. And this one is excellent. Focusing on the Midnight Rider at Don the Hypnotist. When Don the Hypnotist put the Rider, Fez, Pitsy, a couple other people, Shellbank, under a spell. It was just fantastic. Great episode. Coming to patreon.com/EastsideDave very, very soon. But hey, listen, you can't blame it. You know, we're producing so much stuff. This episode, the music video, this and that. But the Patreon thing, that episode has been shot and recorded. Soon.
Talk about a tale of two cities, huh? Being in this apartment and that apartment.
Oh my God, Roy. There was
I've been to Bobby's apartment.
You have?
Oh, yeah.
The fucking Bronx train station that you were at was nicer.
Yeah.
He's got random Coca-Cola cans hanging out by the kitchen sink next to his toothbrush. I'm like, is he using this to fucking brush his teeth? Does he use Coca-Cola instead of Colgate?
It's a bachelor pad. You know, it's a bachelor pad.
Bachelor pad? Not even that. Have I ever had Coca-Cola cans strewn about in the goddamn bathroom?
I'm going to say no. But, I mean, it was well organized. Just
I'm sure in your white picket fence neighborhoods, you guys have bathroom ashtrays, but some of us have a room ashtray, and then we use a can in the bathroom. He
does have a couple posters. The FezCon. And then the Billy Mitchell and Davey Mac poster.
Oh, nice.
That Billy Mitchell made for me.
That's a
where
good
he
one.
Put on, in the poster itself, put in my LinkedIn profile. Had someone copy and paste my LinkedIn profile and put that on the fucking poster. Still to this day, I am shocked that someone didn't, there was no one editing or proofreading that shit.
Oh, my God.
Not at all.
No one said, hey, did you guys just copy and paste Davey Mac's LinkedIn profile?
I'd
like this is what you put on a poster, being good at social media, talent relations.
Can I tell you, I guarantee you somebody did ask Billy Mitchell, and he went, no, I asked Dave. That's exactly what he wants.
I love Billy. So I can't wait to play this song. You know, this is going to be very, very special. When do you guys want to do it?
How about now, David?
Should we do
We've
it now?
talked a lot about it. Yeah, why not?
Should we do it? Let's go into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so before we hit play, this is the premiere of Fire That Ferret, the Brian Cashman song, written by Roy Harder, Davey Mac, filmed by Robert Tamburo. Get ready for musical magic to occur.
The Davey Mac Sports Program.
Fire that ferret! Cashman's time is up! Fire that ferret! We don't give a fuck! Fire that ferret! He's a real has-been until Cashman's out! The Yanks won't win! The Yankees suck like shit, and they got no plan! Hey, Brenner, fire Brian Cashman! Bob Ross would be a better GM with his afro and his easel. Cashman's on his shit, he drinks like goddamn little weasel! Fire that ferret! Cashman's time is up! Fire
record on my wall, David.
Come on! Oh my God! Roy Harders, you done it again, Daddy. You done it again, baby. To the top of the mountain, to the bottom. Wait a second. What the hell? Maybe I'm not getting the...
That's the rider thing.
Yeah, that was the Tales from the Satellite episode confused.
Don't sell yourself short, David. You guys really brought the fire on that one.
No, Robert, come on. Robert Canberra, producing the video, directing the video. Roy Harder with the music again. Davey Mac, lyrics, come on.
Yeah.
Who else can ride Cashman with the following words? Gas can and ass tan. Come on. That is a true wordsmith. I can rhyme ass can with Cashman, and I can rhyme gas can with Cashman. Nice. I mean, let's go, people. Fucking Wordsworth couldn't have said it better.
And it made sense. Like, you weren't just throwing words out there like a silly rhyme scheme. No, you had a point.
There was a point. Yeah. You know, goddamn Bob Ross with his afro and his easel. Fucking does a better job than that goddamn weasel. So, Brian Cashman, we are now going to take this song when we isolate it, and we're going to send it to everyone, and we are going to demand that you get fired. Hopefully, Hal Steinbrenner sees this video.
Oh, yeah.
But this is what we're going to be taking credit for. Either Brian Cashman gets fired, then that was done by us. Or if Brian Cashman obviously gets pressured due to this video and goes on a spending spree where he acquires 5 All-Stars, it's because of us. So either way, I believe that this song will contribute greatly to the Yankees' success. Either Cashman stays in there and finally gets his fucking act together like it's 2009 and wins the goddamn World Series, Roy Harder. Or Hal Steinbrenner says, you know what? I agree with the DMSP. I agree with Roy Harder. I agree with Bobby Tamburo and Davey Mac. It's time for the fucking Ferret to go, and he gets his ass fired. Either way, when the Yankees win a World Series in 2024, you know who to thank. The Davey Mac Sports Program. Come on! How about that song, Roy? How about that song?
Davey
That's a
done
hit.
saved the Yankees.
What a hit, though. You did a great job there. You introduced a new thing to the Davey Mac and Roy Harder musical collaboration. It's called a chorus.
Oh, yeah. the hook.
The chorus.
Yeah, the hook.
Fuck Tom Brady never had a chorus.
No, I didn't need it.
I mean, I guess fuck Tom Brady was, but
Yeah.
that's not chorus.
No,
That was the line.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we were kind of like Van Hagar because we were like the better version when Stanley left, but you replaced your singer with a worse drug addict, but it feels a little bit more like the Beatles, and I'm Ringo with Pete Tosh gone.
Pete
Best.
Pete Tosh.
Boy, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, who's Pete Tosh?
That's
he was the guy who hosted that show. Tosh.
that was
2.0.
Daniel Tosh.
Oh.
Maybe.
But because at one point Roy had to tell me I'm the opening lines of the song. He had to make me match the melody so much that I didn't even recognize myself. Like I am so unrhythmic that he's a wizard in the room.
He is a wizard. We did this song last week when I came up to Roy's house, and we recorded it. And he gives fantastic musical direction. I had a lot of lyrics, and some of them need to be kind of rearranged. Yeah. Because I really went hard on Brian Cashman, and some of it could have probably gotten me arrested by the FBI.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we left 99% of it in there. Just the death threat we decided to take out.
We don't want to be responsible for putting any bad karma out in the universe, right?
I mean, we don't want to be responsible for death threats, I think,
good
because
point.
that's still punishable by law.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
if
everything else was in there.
If somebody does shove a ferret up Richard Gere's ass, though, we may be in trouble.
He'll never escape that with me. I know that's an urban myth. And I know people don't talk about it the way they did in the 90s when you were in high school. Someone, did you hear Richard Gere once stuck a ferret up his ass? It was that. And it was, did you hear one? And that's where is Cashman's belly really full of Steinbrenner jizz? Because I was doing both of those urban myths about Elton John had his stomach pumped of a quart of jizz.
I thought it was Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart, yeah.
See, it's weird. I've heard both.
Yeah.
I've heard Elton John had his stomach pumped with jizz, a quart of jizz came out, and then Rod Stewart had his stomach pumped with a quarter of jizz.
I heard it was Rod Stewart with a quart of Elton John's jizz.
Oh, that would have been nice. So there you go. You got two 90s urban myths in the same song. Boom. And you got a Powder shout out. Now, come on.
You got Powder in there, which blows my mind.
Powder. Got Bob Ross in there, baby.
Yeah.
Who else is fucking bringing up the word easel in 2023 in a master hit, a mega hit, a musical fucking masterpiece, which is Fire That Ferret, the Brian Cashman Song. Once again, let's all acknowledge. You just heard it. That was 2 minutes of Godfather 2 that you, the DMSP listener and viewer, just experienced. You're welcome.
I don't want to overshoot here, but I would say it's my generation's We Are the World.
Yeah. I like that, yeah. It's a good attitude to have. We are the world. We are the heroes. I forget how we are the ones who make a brighter day. Now let's start giving. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a choice we're making. That's saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day. Just you and me. Woo. That's fantastic. Oh, since we're doing music, just a quick shout out because I got so many messages from people the day he died. Shane MacGowan, one of my absolute heroes, inspirations, the greatest. Actually, probably with Dylan, my favorite lyricist of all time. I just love the way he writes words on a page. Shane MacGowan died at the age of 65, the Pogues frontman. How many goddamn songs have we done of the Pogues throughout the years?
A lot, David.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing any Pogues today. We I think we'll reconvene. We'll set up a Pogue song, maybe even a medley, Roy, for the next time we're at Dojo.
Sure.
Is that okay?
Let's do it.
But a serious shout out to Shane MacGowan. He's one of the greats of all time, right, Roy? How do you love the Pogues?
Well, I play with the Celtic Social Club, so
Yes.
he's a tremendous influence
Yeah.
on us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Shane was sort of the inspiration of this. I believe Shane MacGowan would have supported our song against Brian Cashman. There's a punk rock element to it.
Yeah.
That Shane MacGowan would have appreciated.
If Shane was alive, he probably would have asked to do a verse on it, David. I'm not going to lie.
Which verse were it? Bob Ross
Let me
with
do
his afro
Yeah,
and
let-
his easel. You goddamn little weasel.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. I was sitting in a bar in Queens in Woodside, a bar called The Wall, right on Roosevelt Avenue, with my brother having a drink. And this is going back 25 years. And he walked in and he sat down at the bar. He was a friend of the bar owner. It's an Irish bar.
Sure.
And so he was drinking.
Sunnyside?
This is in Woodside, yeah.
Oh,
Close,
Woodside.
right next to right next to that. So he starts drinking, and then eventually he says, "I'm gonna do a song." He stands up on the stage, and there's probably maybe 10 people in the entire bar, and he starts. Everyone gets quiet, and then he gets up there, and he's like, he mumbles for about 30 or 40 seconds. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then he just stops, sits down, and everyone just starts clapping, like going nuts. It was an unbelievable moment. And
That's awesome.
He basically closed the bar. I think he was there
That's
till the
amazing.
next morning. even.
Wow.
Yeah, wild guy.
Oh, man, I saw the Pogues several times, but including when he broke his leg.
Yeah.
And still did the show at Roseland in a
in the
wheelchair.
wheelchair, that's right.
I was there on
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day.
That's right. He was playing. I
He
think.
comes out, they wheel him out with a fucking broken leg.
Yeah. Oh man.
He had two little tiny end tables on either side of the wheelchair.
Yeah.
One just had a flower, like a vase with one flower in it.
Nice.
And the other one had a bottle of gin and a bottle of tequila. Full bottles.
Full bottles.
And he put major dents into both.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay?
Oh, I bet.
So rest in peace to the great Shane MacGowan. Yeah. We got to do some sports here real quick because they just announced who is going to be in the college football playoff. And there's a lot of controversy. I watched the games yesterday. Saw Alabama defeat Georgia in the SEC championship. Saw Michigan win. They defeated Iowa. That was a blowout. Washington
You know what the
crushed
problem
Oregon.
there was,
Yes,
Dave?
sir.
No one told Iowa they were allowed to play offense. They forgot there are two parts of a football game. Their defense was all right.
So this fucking coach has been in Iowa for 26 years. He has a legendary defensive reputation.
Okay.
And yet every year their offense sucks.
They're terrible.
And every year it's like, oh, they play football the old-fashioned way. It's 3 yards and a cloud of dust. Like the real boring, you hand off, the guy gets 2 or 3 yards, you do it again. 3rd and 1, hopefully you get lucky and you get the first down. Nobody plays football like that anymore. The rules are designed to throw the ball. Quarterbacks, you can barely touch QBs. You can barely touch wide receivers. So it makes no sense to not embrace throwing the ball. So this stupid fucking coach who thinks, oh yeah, I'm going to do stuff the old-fashioned way because we have great defense. Yes, every year Iowa has great defense. And every year, Iowa can't score for shit.
I think it was 1 year they lucked up and were able to, like, a couple of defensive turnovers to win that game, but they just suck.
Yeah, it's every year they can't play offense. It's ridiculous. Why wouldn't that head coach just say, well, obviously I have defense covered, but you know what? Year in and year out, offensively, we suck. Maybe I should get an offensive coordinator. Maybe I should get a good offensive coordinator. What do you think about that? Jesus. So the controversy is, there's a couple of things. Florida State, okay, finished the season. They won their game in the ACC championship last night. Mm-hmm. They finished the season undefeated. They do not make it into the college football playoffs. Furthermore, they actually started yesterday. Before yesterday started, Saturday.
Yeah?
They were 4th in the nation. So they won their game. They started 4th in the nation. They remained undefeated.
And won with a 3rd-string quarterback.
Yeah, and they don't get into the fucking college football championship. The playoffs. Now, I'm sorry. If I'm a Florida State Seminole fan, I'm pretty goddamn pissed off today.
Wow.
What else do you want me to do? If going undefeated in the same conference that, by the way, has Clemson in it, which has won a couple national championships in the last 6 years. If going undefeated in the ACC and then winning the ACC championship game, if that doesn't get you into the college football playoffs, what will? You might as well just fold that entire fucking conference up. Every team should just join the SEC and Big Ten if that's going to be the case. There's no reason for that conference to exist if you go undefeated and win your conference championship game and you still don't make the playoffs. It's not fair. 4 teams, Roy, make the playoffs, just in case you want.
Okay.
This year.
Thank you.
This year.
I could see you were wondering. Yeah. Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama.
Okay.
To refresh your memory. Now, here's the other thing. Georgia lost the Big Ten championship game yesterday.
SEC.
Excuse me, SEC. But Georgia has come off back-to-back championships, okay, where they just ran through the conference, won back-to-back championships. They were going for a three-peat. They go undefeated in the regular season again, 12-0. Now, we've always been told that these conference championships aren't going to, well, no, but they're not going to kill you. If you go undefeated in regular season, they usually don't kill you. This team went undefeated in the regular season, and this team won back-to-back national championships. Huh. They then get to the bonus game against Alabama. Yeah, they lost. But you'd think back-to-back championships and undefeated in the regular season would at least afford them the opportunity to go for the three-peat.
Well,
but Georgia, out.
Well, that's how the cookie crumbles, David.
So then they might as well make the SEC championship a fucking playoff round.
Well, I think a lot of these problems are solved next year, right?
Well, they are going to expand it to 8 teams.
Which it's going to be fun to watch everybody lose their mind over the 8th spot.
I would expand it to
now.
10. I would say 1 and 2, the teams that finish 1 and 2 in the country, they deserve something, so they get a bye.
I agree.
So they get a first round bye in the playoffs, and you have the other 8 teams play. So I would actually expand the playoffs to 10. Because if you finish the season number 1 in the country, shouldn't you get something?
Yeah.
You're the best team in the country.
Good point.
Right?
Good point.
Happens in every other sport. In the NFL, if you have the best record in the NFC, you're getting a bye and home field advantage.
And I think that's the big difference, though, is you've got divisions, and then it's the best of each division, and you take a couple extra in case you miss anybody in the NFL.
Yeah.
Whereas college, it's not the winner of each championship. Like, even if you look at March Madness, if you win your tournament at the end of the season, you get an automatic bid. I think we should do that.
That's true.
All these big conferences, you win your championship, you get to go to the playoff, and then we take 2 extra teams in case if we missed anybody, and we go from there. Sorry, Notre Dame, join a conference.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with any of this. I just think, they have to expand it beyond 4. And we've been saying it for years.
The worst
I know
was
that
two.
They can't make it a full-on March Madness because it would take forever because you can only play one game a week.
Yeah.
But at least give me the top 10 with the 1 and 2 teams in the country getting buys. I'd even be okay with even more, like the top 16 or 18 if you're going to do the 1 and 2 buys. Think of that. But, I mean, yeah, you can't go beyond that, I don't think, because otherwise the college football playoffs are going to end in, like, freaking March.
Yeah. Or do it like they're doing with this NBA in-season tournament, where you play 10 games no matter what, but start playing tournaments within your division week 6.
Yeah.
And then start doing like a full conference tournament, weed it down to the best of each. I
like that. That's okay.
I think conferences is important because it keeps you within a group, and then you decide who the best of that group
They are.
is. Yeah.
But don't tell that to Florida State today. Florida State's saying, hold on. ACC is considered to be one of the top 5 power conferences. ACC's got Clemson in it. That, like I said, has won a couple national championships in recent years. How are we going in the ACC undefeated and win the ACC championship game? We started the weekend in the 4th seed, and we're not in now? We're magically we got bumped down to 5, and we missed the playoffs.
That's it. Wow. That is harsh. Very harsh.
Harsh, buddy.
And if it was Clemson, can you imagine the outrage today? Like if Clemson had gone undefeated in the ACC again, won their conference championship,
there is a lack
people
of respect.
Would lose their minds. Yeah.
If it was Clemson, they would have made it.
Absolutely.
Because Dabo Sweeney is a well-known head coach and blah, blah, blah. So they would have made it. So there's a lot of politics and there's a lot of star power involved. Don't forget, Alabama had lost one game.
Okay.
They lost to Texas. Texas and Alabama both made it. But there's a question of should Alabama be in there?
No.
Because if Alabama lost to Texas, and they have the one loss, wouldn't you necessarily put Florida State over Alabama?
Well, that's
See?
So let me ask you this, David. What kind of recourse does Florida State have? Do they have any, like...
They got shit. They got shit. Yeah, they don't have any recourse. The NCAA committee is a bunch of, fucking inept assholes, and, whatever they says is law.
All right.
There actually
I
might
feel
be
a new
though.
song coming on.
Do you remember in the BCS era when USC went undefeated, Ohio State went undefeated, Miami went undefeated, USC did not make the national championship, won their bowl game, and they got a share of the national title. So if Florida State goes out and just dominates their bowl game,
I don't know
they
if
could
that's
petition
still
the
a thing
NCAA.
anymore.
There's a precedent. You never know. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's you got screwed. You did everything you were supposed to.
Well, I mean, I suppose if they went out and destroyed their opponent, but I don't think that's a thing anymore. I think it's just whoever wins the college football playoffs. That's your winner. That's why they made it.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever wins the college football playoffs, that's your champion. I think Florida State is screwed. I think the best that they can come up with is number 2. If they go out there and destroy their opponent.
Yeah. If you were Florida State's coach, would you do it like a wrestling thing and wait until the national championship game they were on the field celebrating, then have your team storm out and be like, "You aren't the real champion.
Oh, I would love that.
We'll challenge you right now.
That would be great.
Anytime, any place.
Let's do it. And then have another college national championship.
A week later.
That'll be fantastic. Harbaugh is back. Jim Harbaugh, the Michigan coach, Roy, has been suspended 6 games.
Wow.
3 at the beginning of the season, 3 at the end of the season. But this was not a regular season game. This was a playoff game, the Big Ten Conference Championship, so he was allowed to come back. When did Jim Harbaugh become 95 years old? Those glasses, he's got Mr. Magoo glasses. Can anyone consider talking to Jim Harbaugh about contact lenses or LASIK surgery?
Yeah.
He's like the guy who like overnight went from like the spry, happy former player, the guy to coach, to literally being 100 years old with old man glasses.
Wow.
He's got Ralphie from Christmas Story glasses. If you knock Jim Harbaugh's glasses off, he's going to be on his hands and knees looking for him, and he's going to step on him, and he's going to have to tell his mom it was a fucking icicle. Jesus. Anyway.
A lot of people speculate he got suspended for saying profit sharing, not for the cheating scandal. And the first press conference he came back, the first words out of his mouth were profit sharing. So he may not be around long.
I mean, he's funny to me, though. He said, Michigan right now is being accused of being cheaters, Roy. And they've got a New England Patriots. You've cheated. You were spying on team. You were illegally filming, games in the opposition and stuff.
Yeah, I heard about this.
And so Harbaugh knows 100% that unless you live in the state of Michigan, most people fucking hate Michigan right now and hate Jim Harbaugh. And he comes out in the press conference and goes, we're America's team. Everyone loves us. He goes, everyone loves an underdog. He's like, America loves an underdog. So I just think we're America's team. And it's like the ultimate heel move.
Yeah, it's a heel.
It's like totally intentionally being delusional.
Yeah.
And just pretending, no, we're the best. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Harbaugh's funny to me. Everyone else hates him, but he kind of makes me chuckle because he is such a dick.
I mean, his whole situation's made me root for Michigan as a Penn State fan, which is unheard of.
It's true. I was rooting for Michigan yesterday.
He's funny.
I was.
He got screwed. He deserves it.
Yeah. So like I said, the Knicks are doing well, 12-7. NBA Cup, not into it. You know, this is the in-season fucking regular season. So some of these games count as an in-season tournament. I don't know if you're aware. And I guess the winner of the NBA Cup gets a wild card spot.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I think that's what's on the line. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong.
That'd be awesome.
But, you know, I think that's what they get. But I'll tell you, as a New York Knicks fan, this team is great. I love rooting for him. Jalen Brunson, I've said it before. He's the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. It's time people start listening to that opinion. It's time people start acknowledging that truth. Jalen Brunson is the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. Maybe, you know what? Strike it. He's the best point guard in the NBA. And you know, you can't argue with that. Because everyone from here to Timbuktu recognizes me and me only as the sports master.
Master, you're the one that we met after.
So you can't argue with it, Robert.
I won't.
Did you hear the musical stinger?
I thought I could, and then I heard the stinger. Now I can't.
See? That's how goddamn powerful the stinger is. You don't want to fuck with the stinger who recognizes me as the sports master.
Master, you're the one that we met after.
You can't argue with stingers.
No, I thought I could.
I mean, you could, but you would have to get a little keyboard of your own, and then you're arguing in musical form with Roy, and I think that would make the show truly berserk.
Would it blow your mind
Imagine,
if I just
Robert,
started?
Actually, Roy, I'm the sports master. Actually, Roy, I know way more about Cleveland Brown football than Dave knows.
Probably not.
Who was 19 in 1987 for the Cleveland Browns?
Jim Brown.
Bernie Kosar. You're right. I do know more about the Cleveland Browns than you do. After you failed that trivia question, now, are you also a Cavs fan?
No.
So you like the baseball team and the football team?
So I moved around growing up, and wherever I lived, we didn't have a football team, so it was just easy to be like, yeah, I'll root for the Browns. That's who my family does.
But you also root for...
I grew up a Yankees fan until they traded away all the players I loved, played not the opposite of Moneyball.
Who?
And like the Paul O'Neill, the Knobloch, Tito Martinez.
Paul O'Neill retired.
Bernie Williams, Jorge
Bernie
Posada was
retired.
gone. But yeah, it wasn't the team I liked anymore.
But they didn't get rid of these
But then
guys.
look
They
who
retired.
But look who they brought in. Gayrod.
Oh, that's awful.
A
slur.
Giambi, Mr. I have worms
tell
from
you something,
doing
Jason Giambi.
HGH.
You know Jason Giambi's reputation, Roy?
What's that?
Play like hold on. This is what the Yankees used to say about him. Play like an all-star, party like a rock star, and fuck like a porn star. That's what the Yankee teammates used to say about Jason Giambi.
Wow.
His own teammates used to say, yeah, he lived a full life, baby. He was Babe Ruth Part 2, I guess. Or kind of a Mickey Mantle type of situation. That's okay. The Yankees always got to have one of those guys, one of those fun party guys. In the 90s, you're talking about that team. David Wells was that guy.
David Wells
He was the team drunk.
He never got worms from doing steroids.
Right. Oh, Robert. I like A-Rod. He's funny to me. Another guy.
That was Giambi. He literally got tapeworms because he used dirty needles to inject himself with steroids. It came out.
I didn't say he was smart. No one said he was an Ivy League star.
If you're gonna
they called him
cheat-
a rock star, all-star, and porn star, not a fucking brain star.
Why does Belichick get a pass for cheating? Because he's good at it. You have to be good if you're going to be good at cheating. Lance Armstrong went decades before they figured out he was juicing. Giambi was using dirty needles. So that's like needle use 101.
That's awful. I learned from Panic at Needle Park, starring Al Pacino, never to do that. And that movie was like in 1971. You ever see that?
No.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I
He
thought
plays a heroin addict before Godfather.
I was just thinking to myself, I was like, man, I guess I've never seen that one. I mean, 70s De Niro, all I think of is Dog Day Afternoon.
Pacino.
Oh, Pacino. Oh, I'm sorry.
Pacino was in Dog Day
Dog
Afternoon.
Day Afternoon, that's what I meant. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm unfamiliar with this film.
Oh, it's a
David.
great performance, Roy.
Yeah, he's a junkie,
Movies, as a whole, the movie itself isn't the greatest movie, but Pacino's performance as a junkie is sensational. It's what got Coppola to notice him. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that one
That's
out.
the thing, yeah. His performance is great. The movie, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, boy. So anyway, lots of things are going on. Do you think that the Yankees should get Shohei Ohtani? Here's my 2 cents. Absolutely. If they can convince him, and more importantly, his agent, that Ohtani will not pitch for the Yankees. Worked out well for a little guy named Babe Ruth. When Babe Ruth decided to stop pitching and playing full-time and just concentrate on playing the outfield so that he could hit 160 games a year. Well, back in those days, 154 games a year, right? What did we see last season with Ohtani? Got the shoulder injury due to pitching and then missed the last month of the season, and that fucked the Angels' wild card hopes. We can't risk that. The reason why I say it's his agent that we have to convince is because that guy wants Ohtani to be a dual player, a pitcher and an everyday hitter, in order to get a good $65 million a season for him. Wow. You say, hey, this guy is an all-star pitcher and an all-star hitter, you're going to get big bucks. So this is actually all about the agent right now. But if the Yankees could ever get Ohtani to just become an everyday player, why wouldn't you fucking sign this guy? They desperately need left-handed bats. And see, this is why, again, I just have no confidence in Cashman. He's got no creativity. He did, and also, he's just fucking weak. Like, he doesn't seem to be a strong guy that could call up an agent. I mean, the Yankees should get fucking Roy Harder. You ever see him do business? He's got one goddamn price and that's it. He'll fuck himself and all of his business partners over just for sticking to his guns.
Yeah.
He sunk many a business deal for the Davey Mac Sports Program because he has integrity. The point is, if Roy was dealing with that fucking agent, Roy would get the deal done. He'd tell the stupid agent, hey, you want your guy to be playing in the capital of America, the media capital of the world, the biggest city in the country. Huh? Do you want him playing on the most storied franchise in sports history where he'll be a megastar?
Yeah, you got to be a bit of a salesman in that position.
Mate, then he's a hitter only. And if, not having him pitch is going to we'll cover. If you're looking for $70 million because you want that type of money for pitcher and hitter, how about no pitching? We'll give you $62 million. Are we really going to quibble about that shit when we're talking about, and I'm not talking about 1 year. We're talking about giving, this is going to be a 7 or 8 year contract. So the Yankees are going to, perhaps give you $480 million over the course of the next 8 years. We're going to quibble about some of this shit.
$500 million.
Yes.
Nearly. God, come on.
But that agent wants even more money because of the pitching aspect. And I don't want him as a pitcher. He'll get hurt again. Yeah. And then you won't have him in the lineup.
That's what's going to happen, David.
That's what's going to happen.
I wouldn't go after him, Dave.
No,
I think Ohtani's the hottest chick in your school, right? And it's prom. Everybody wants to go out with her. What you do is you go to one of her best friends and be like, you see, it's nuts. Everybody's going after the hot chick. You're the hottest one here. I'd love to go with you. Get some of these other agents at a cheaper deal. Be like, hey, what's more important? Your name being in the news for a big contract or winning a World Series?
Oh, good.
We're putting a team together. Fuck Ohtani. He's not even on our radar. We want you. We're hoping you could come in a little lower than you were hoping for and pick up 2 or 3 of those guys that you could put in your lineup.
Here's the problem, Robert. This has been Brian Cashman's strategy. I won't go after the megastar. I will go after 2 or 3 decent guys, okay guys. Hope that when they put on the pinstripes, they become all-stars or they become great players. And I'm sick of that philosophy. Cashman has forgotten. It's very simple. You have your 3 to 5 homegrown Yankee stars, like the Jeters and the Posadas of those days, and now we're talking the Judges and Gleyber Torreses and stuff like that. And you round out the team with mega stars. That's it. Nice and simple. or at least all-stars. I'm at least talking all-stars. I ain't talking Joey Gallo.
No.
And I'm not talking 37-year-old over-the-hill, injury-prone assholes like Josh Donaldson either. Now I'm getting hot over here. Now I think it's time to wrap it up. And I think we should go out with the song one more time instead of the goddamn outro. Because Cashman has heated me up again. I'm hot and I'm sweating. But I want to thank you, Roy Harder.
Cheers, buddy.
For another fantastic episode. And thank you for inviting us into your home. I know your family can't be pleased. I feel apologies.
He said it was against
to
his
Mrs.
will.
Roy and the fam. Beautiful family, and here I am losing my mind over a fucking general manager for the Yankees. But this guy has ruined my life. He ruined my life. In the exact same way that Eli Manning made my life, this is literally the exact opposite. He has put me in a downward spiral of hell. Eli euphoria. So if Eli's heaven, Cashman's hell, Daddy. It's the exact polar opposite, but truly coming from the same emotional place. One a high and one a low. One happy and one pretty fucking pissed off. Let's be honest. I can't take the look of him anymore. You know what he likes to do in his spare time?
What's that?
He was propelling up the fucking building in Manhattan.
What?
A couple months ago. He does extreme activities for fun. Like he jumps at it. He does skydiving.
Now I'm a little nervous, man. Now this guy sounds like a bit of a loose cannon. He might come after us, David.
Exactly.
Uh-oh.
He was propelling. He's going up. He had wires. Like he's a fucking member of the Avengers or he's Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible or something. He's climbing up a goddamn building in New York. He's jumping out of a goddamn airplane like he's in the 80s.
This guy's having a midlife crisis, and
Yes!
now this song comes along. We may put him over the top, David.
Yes!
We wrote a diss track about a goddamn Avenger?
No, but Roy, hold on.
Yeah.
You're onto something.
Yeah.
He got divorced 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that is when he started to lose his mind.
Oh, I'm sure.
He
Yeah.
started doing all these, like he's Dan Cortez on MTV Extreme Sports in 1995. All I need is Brian Cashman to wear one of those dorky blue bandanas on his hat. Like, remember that 90s look?
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
time anyone did anything, you had like the bandana on your head.
Yeah, I wore one in the last video we did.
You wore one and fuck Tom Brady?
Yeah, I had a blue bandana on my head.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a weird Giants bandana.
Yeah.
But since Cashman got divorced, have you noticed? The Yankees have gone to shit. His acquisitions, one bad deal after another. He's got the midlife crisis, as Roy pointed out. Maybe that's what we need. Listen, maybe unless he gets fired or gets good signings, we should get this guy hooked up with some kind of Manhattan socialite. Flutzy!
Yeah, Pussy.
All right, forget about the socialite part.
Titty
But
bumps.
she's from Manhattan.
Cocaine, he's going to make good business deals.
All right, Brian, we know. Now, Brian, I don't know if you're going to have any issue with the fact that she was texting and trying to hook up with Curtis Granderson, former Yankee. The Grandy man. I don't know if Cashman's going to hold that against her. So she has been linked to the Yankees before.
It's not the first time.
Not the first time.
Clearly there's interest within the
She's
organization.
an adult. She's free to do whatever she wants. All right, so let's go out with this song, and then we will be isolating this song at some point and putting this out on itself. But again, a fantastic job by Roy Harder, Robert Tamburo. You, the DMSP audience, thank you all so much. We're hopefully back at the Dojo of Comedy next Sunday live for you. But
Hopefully.
until then, yes?
I said hopefully.
Hopefully. But until then, I'm Davey Mac. This is Davey Mac Sports Program. Buckle in for another playing of Fire That Ferret, the Brian Cashman Song. And until next week, good night, everybody!
The Davey Mac Sports Program. The Davey Mac Sports Program.
Fire that ferret! Cashman's time is up! Fire that ferret! We don't give a fuck! Fire that ferret! He's a real has-been until Cashman's out! The Yanks won't win! The Yankees suck like shit, and they got no plan! Hey, Hal-Steinbrenner, fire Brian Cashman! Bob Ross would be a better GM with his afro and his easel. Cashman's on his shit, he drinks like goddamn little weasel! Fire that ferret! Cashman's time is up! Fire that ferret! And we don't give a fuck! doctor's ass. To all the doctors and the nurses in the medical biz, is Cashman's belly really full of Steinbrenner jizz? Gonna light myself on fire with my own gas can, unless you, Hal Steinbrenner, fire Brian Cashman!
Fire that ferret!
Cashman's time is up!
Fire that ferret!
We don't give a fuck!
Fire that ferret!
He's a real has-been until Cashman's out!
The Yanks won't win!
Gallo got too hard. Dalton made you spank it. Haven't seen that deal that bad. This man had to trade it for a blanket. Oh yeah, make it sound nice, right? Tiny brain and shifty eyes, flub after flub, looking like a marmot. Dude, drown him in the tub. You're as pale as powder. Got more color on my ass hand. Hey, Hal Steinbrenner, fire Brian Cashman. Let's go.